What if I told you that the medication sitting in your bathroom cabinet right now, the one your doctor prescribed to help you, might actually be working against your memory? I'm not talking about some dangerous street drug. I'm talking about common medications that millions of Americans over 50 take every single day. Pills for sleep, allergies, heartburn, anxiety, medications that seem completely harmless. But here's what shocked me when I started researching this. Some of these everyday medications have been linked in studies to memory problems and increased dementia risk. And most people have no idea. Stay with me for the next 10 minutes, because I'm going to share a story that might change how you think about your medication cabinet forever. 2 years ago, I got a phone call that stopped me cold. It was from my friend Sarah, and she was crying. Her 72-year-old mother, Eleanor, had just been diagnosed with early-stage dementia. But here's the thing. Eleanor had always been sharp as a tack. She was the woman who never forgot a birthday, who could beat anyone at Scrabble, who managed the family finances with precision. The decline seemed to come out of nowhere. Sarah told me something that stuck with me. The doctor said it might just be normal aging, but it doesn't feel normal. 6 months ago, Mom was fine. Now she can't remember conversations we had yesterday. That conversation haunted me. You see, I'd been noticing some memory issues myself. Nothing dramatic, just small things. Forgetting where I put my keys, losing track of conversations, walking into a room and forgetting why I was there. My doctor had assured me it was normal aging, but after Sarah's call, I started wondering, what if it wasn't just aging? What if there was something else going on? That's when I stumbled across research that would change everything I thought I knew about memory loss and the medications we take every day. I started digging into the medical literature, and what I found was both fascinating and terrifying. Study after study showed connections between common medications and cognitive problems in older adults. The key discovery? Many medications interfere with something called acetylcholine, a crucial brain chemical that's like the postal service for your memory. When acetylcholine levels drop, your brain cells can't communicate properly. Memories don't form correctly. Focus becomes scattered. And here's what really got my attention. The medications that most commonly interfere with acetylcholine aren't exotic drugs. They're sitting in medicine cabinets across America right now. Let me tell you about the main categories researchers have identified. First, there are anticholinergic medications. These include common antihistamines like Benadryl, certain sleep aids, some antidepressants, and medications for overactive bladder. The name literally means against acetylcholine. These drugs were designed to block acetylcholine in certain parts of your body, but unfortunately, they can affect your brain too. Second, benzodiazepines. Medications like Xanax, Valium, and Ativan, commonly prescribed for anxiety and sleep problems. Long-term use has been associated with cognitive changes in multiple studies. Third, proton pump inhibitors. PPIs like Prilosec, Nexium, and Prevacid used for heartburn and acid reflux. While the research is still developing, some studies have raised questions about long-term use in brain health. And fourth, certain pain medications, particularly opioids, which can affect cognitive function, especially with long-term use. Now, before you panic, let me be crystal clear. I'm not telling you to throw away your medications. Many of these drugs are life-saving and necessary. But what I am saying is that we need to be informed about the potential trade-offs. Here's what really opened my eyes. Most people over 65 aren't taking just one medication. According to recent data, the average senior takes 5 or more prescription medications daily. Some take 10 or more. This is called polypharmacy, and it's become incredibly common. Each medication by itself might be relatively safe, but when you combine multiple drugs, especially ones that affect brain chemistry, the risks can multiply. And here's the kicker. In many cases, no single doctor is looking at the complete picture. Your cardiologist prescribes heart medication. Your psychiatrist prescribes anxiety medication. Your primary care doctor prescribes something for sleep. Each decision makes sense in isolation, but nobody's connecting the dots. I learned this the hard way when I started tracking Eleanor's story more closely. Over the course of 3 years, she had been prescribed a sleeping pill for insomnia, an antihistamine for seasonal allergies, a medication for overactive bladder, an antidepressant for mood, a PPI for acid reflux. Each prescription made sense for her symptoms. But when you looked at them together, 4 out of 5 had anticholinergic properties, meaning they were all working against her brain's memory system. No wonder her cognitive function was declining so rapidly. Now, I want to be fair to healthcare providers here. Most doctors aren't trying to harm their patients. Quite the opposite. But our medical system has some built-in problems that make this medication mystery particularly challenging. First, doctors are trained to treat symptoms quickly and effectively. You can't sleep? Here's a sleeping pill. You have anxiety? Here's an anti-anxiety medication. This approach works well for acute problems, but it doesn't always consider long-term effects on brain health. Second, medical appointments are often short, sometimes just 15 minutes. There's barely time to address your main concern, let alone review every medication you're taking and how they might interact with your cognitive function. Third, the effects of these medications on memory often develop slowly over months or years. By the time cognitive changes become noticeable, it's hard to trace them back to medications that were started long ago. And finally, until recently, the connection between common medications and dementia risk wasn't widely known, even among healthcare professionals. The research has been building over the past decade, but it takes time for new knowledge to change medical practice. But here's where Eleanor's story takes a hopeful turn. Sarah, determined to help her mother, found a geriatrician who specialized in medication management for older adults. This doctor did something revolutionary. She looked at Eleanor's complete medication list with fresh eyes. She asked questions like, are all of these medications still necessary? Could we use alternatives with fewer cognitive effects? What would happen if we carefully reduced some of these doses? Working together with Eleanor and Sarah, they developed a careful plan to optimize her medication regimen. They didn't stop everything at once. That would have been dangerous. Instead, they made gradual, monitored changes over several months. The results were remarkable. Within 6 months, Eleanor's mental clarity improved significantly. She wasn't back to her pre-medication baseline, but the rapid cognitive decline stopped. She could follow conversations again. Her mood improved. She even started playing Scrabble again and winning. This experience taught me a crucial lesson. Sometimes the best medicine is less medicine. But the key word here is carefully. Any medication changes should always be done under medical supervision. But medication optimization was only part of Eleanor's story. Sarah also helped her mother make some significant lifestyle changes that seemed to support her brain health even further. The most important change was dietary. Eleanor had been living on a diet heavy in processed foods. Frozen dinners, packaged snacks, sugary drinks. Sarah helped her transition to what researchers call a brain-healthy diet. More vegetables, quality proteins, healthy fats like those found in fish and nuts, and plenty of water. They also added regular physical activity. Nothing intense, just daily walks and some light stretching. Eleanor joined a senior center where she could socialize regularly, which research shows is crucial for brain health. These changes didn't happen overnight. It took months of gradual adjustments, but the combination of medication optimization and lifestyle improvements seemed to create a positive cycle. Eleanor felt better, which gave her more energy to maintain healthy habits, which made her feel even better. The lesson here isn't that lifestyle changes can replace necessary medications. It's that a healthier overall lifestyle might reduce the need for some medications, which in turn might benefit brain health. So what does all this mean for you? Here are the key takeaways I want you to remember. First, knowledge is power. If you're taking multiple medications, especially if you're experiencing memory concerns, it's worth having a conversation with your doctor about whether all your medications are still necessary and whether there might be alternatives with fewer cognitive effects. Second, don't make changes on your own. Some medications can be dangerous to stop suddenly. Any changes need to be made gradually and under medical supervision. Third, consider asking for a medication review. Many healthcare systems now offer comprehensive medication reviews, especially for older adults. It's a chance to look at your complete medication list with fresh eyes. Fourth, invest in your overall health. While you're working with your doctor on medication optimization, focus on the lifestyle factors that support brain health: good nutrition, regular physical activity, social connection, and quality sleep. And finally, be your own advocate. You know your body and mind better than anyone. If you're experiencing cognitive changes that concern you, don't let anyone dismiss them as just normal aging without a thorough evaluation. Eleanor's story isn't unique. Across the country, seniors are discovering that careful attention to their medication regimens, combined with healthy lifestyle choices, can make a remarkable difference in their quality of life and cognitive function. Your memory is precious, your independence is valuable, and you have more control over both than you might think. If this video has given you something to think about, please share it with someone who might benefit. And don't forget to subscribe, share, comment with experiences. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.